Alright, so for the video transmitter, I'm going to be using one of our 600 milliwatt Beast Edition video transmitters, and in conjunction with one of the great 3D uni mounts for it's one that is specifically designed for the inversion, and also we're going to use the X4R. So how that's going to work is you kind of got to do this all at once because of how this is. So the video transmitter, we have your dip switches, and then you have these holes here. This is the top of the video transmitter. The uni spacer. Video transmitter is going to clip in just like that. It's pretty simple, and then you're just going to feed the cable there. The X4R is going to go this way. You're going to want to feed. Let me see how this goes. I'm going to feed this in here. Sorry, you'll see there's two slots in there. You'll feed one in there. You'll feed the other down there. And then you'll pull them through. And meanwhile, it's going to pull the X4R through. Now you want to make sure that your top side is actually that's going to be your top side as well. We've left the spot for you to get to this bind plug later, so you don't even have to do that early on in the process. And then what you'll do is just pull that through like that, and then this will clip into place. It's going to be a really tight fit. Robert Wheeler is a really good designer, and he makes things. There we go. And now we are good. Alright, so everything fits in there, like I said, nice and tight. You can then take these, feed them through, get them out of the way. The kit also includes some little straws so that you can put those straws in there and keep your antennas upright. The reason that we did this first was you don't want to attach it yet. You just want to get an idea of where the wires and how much wire you need. So what you're going to want to do is on the top plate, there's a hole right in the middle there. That's where these two wires are going to go. Once this is mated to that, you'll then see that you have access to your dips through this hole. That hole continues on through the top camera plate as well, so that you'll still have access to, oh, well, let me flip it over the right way. So you'll still have access to your dips even with the camera plate on. Now, what you're going to want to do is you'll probably want to go ahead and secure this while you're doing this. And to do that, just get an M3 5mm or something. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I'm just going to hold this on so I can get an idea of where I need to put my wires. Now, the UBAD video transmitter has two harnesses, and those harnesses are going to have one with two wires, and then one is going to have five wires, and that'll be a ground, 5-volt out, your video, and two audios. Now you can ground these two audios. That just helps maybe other people. It'll still work if you don't do it. It's all up to you whether you want to do that or not. I'll probably just go ahead and ground it just because I'm going to be here, so why not, right? Now the 5-volt out, I know I won't need, so that I will probably remove and just take that out and take out the ground also, because I know that I won't use those. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so what I went ahead and have done is I've gone ahead and twisted my wires around just to help clean it up a little bit. I took out the 5-volt output and the ground from my video transmitter, just have the video and the two audios, which I'll ground with the ground, and then the video in, or excuse me, the VBAT in, which is your voltage in, and labeled battery on the video transmitter, and then the ground, which will be grounded. Now on the board, on the PDB, you have your VTX pad. Pretty simple. You have video, which connects to your video. You have a positive, and then underneath it you can't see it, but there's a negative. Now with this, you have to keep in mind, now this is going to be a battery voltage pad, so whatever you have going in is going to be coming out of those pads. So you need to make sure that you have the right kind of video transmitter that will accept whatever power you're putting in on this board. Let's go ahead and flux that, and then once that's fluxed, we'll go ahead and put some tin it up, and then we'll tin it up. Alright, so that should be good. Now with this, I went ahead and left this inside of the uni spacer just because it seems like it might be easier to get to do anything with later if I just left it in this. And then I'm going to start with my negative. That's the furthest one away from the outside of the board, and that's on there. And then I'm going to go to my battery, and then I'm going to move to my video, and that's all it takes. Now your video transmitter is on there. Now this is going to be like that. You might want to flip these around and come at it from the front. That's probably a better idea. Let me just do that. I hate it when I do that, but I did it earlier. I fixed it. We'll fix it here. It takes 2 seconds to do it right the first time. Alright, there we have it. And then now when this is on, the camera is on. This is going to sit right about here. Camera will be plugged in there, and that's pretty much all the wires you're going to have. Alright, so let's go ahead and we can undo this from here. I guess I could have done that all along. Oh well. And that should be it. From here, we can move on to finishing up the Ninja board and how we're going to connect our signal wires for the X4R. Alright, now that I've got the video transmitter on, I'm going to start moving on to the X4R and getting the proper S-bus that I'm going to use. Or even if it was a D4R, it'd be the same process. You've got two options here. You can go ahead and put the full pins on here, and then you can plug in a servo lead to each side. I'm going to direct solder mine to the Ninja board. Now of course this is a area that if you don't have the right temperature, these pads are going to come off. And of course that's not covered under warranty if these pads get pulled off in a crash or by being overheated. So you need to be very careful about what you're doing here. Of course we do offer a service to do this for you, and then there isn't a fear of that happening, because obviously if we're soldering these pins on and we mess it up, then we cover it. I'm going to do it because I'll just I'll cover it with my own warranty. Okay, so I'm going to put my negative here, and let me tin these up. These are a little bit thicker than I like to force. There we go. And then these wires are also any sort of servo wire. It's usually not a really high temp wire, so you don't want to usually put a lot of time with the soldering iron on it, because you'll just melt the there we go, that's what we wanted it to do. And then we'll take this one real quick, and as you can see, I just do it really fast, and if I miss it, then I do it again after a couple seconds, so I can kind of let it cool off a little bit. This one's not doing what I need it to do, so I'm just going to use my tweezers, and that's it. That's what it took. So now that's on there. What I like to do is I like to put some hot glue on this, and that'll help also secure these pads, and you don't have to worry about it being yanked off. I'm going to skip that step for now because my hot glue gun's not plugged in and I don't want to wait for it. I want to go ahead and continue on with the video. What we're going to do now is go ahead and plug the Ninja32 in. This darn camera. So what you're going to do now is plug the Ninja32 in and get it lined up. And that's going to get plugged right in there. And you'll feel it's pretty tight. It's nice in there. And then you'll want to take your 4 little nylon nuts and just put them on there. And that one's done. And of course, if you want to use OSD, the pins in the middle of the board have already been traced forward to the TX RX, and then you also have your telemetry pad and your ground buzzers built in, so you don't have to worry about that. That's going to be ready to go. So in clean flight, if you do start getting a loud noise, you want to check that real quick, because you probably have your fail-safe on or not set properly, and it's triggering the buzzer.